Hello, everybody in chat. Welcome to the International Racing Organization. It's the GT Endurance Championship in 2026. We're back. We're back. It's qualifying day. And we're racing at Daytona, so just a couple of minutes away from the official start of the season. Welcome everybody in chat early. Saw you texting away early on. So let's have a quick look at the schedule for the 2026 season. So you see we're starting this weekend Daytona for the 24. Then in March we go to Bathurst, 12 hours. Next up, Brands Hatch, a new addition to the calendar, 8 hours in April, followed by the Nürburgring 24 hours. Early June, that is. Then go to Suzuka for another 8 hours in July. Then also a new track arrived. It's the Yas Marina Circuit, 12 hours of racing in August. Then also new to the calendar, Interlagos, Brazil. It is for 8 hours in October. And then we finish the season in style, Belgium, Spa, for another 24 hours of racing. So yeah, exciting calendar, also exciting times for endurance racing. So we're starting the season right. So we had 42 teams signing up for the 2026 season. We will be running 2 splits again. So we'll be covering the split 1 on the live stream, the top 14 teams, and then in split 2 we have another 15 teams, so in total 29 teams that will compete in the GTEC 2026 here at the IRO. But we also have a special season, GT Sprint Championship. Also something we will be running between the main races in the C. So I think there are just 2 or 3 spots available as well. So yeah, this is basically the setup then for this exciting season. And you're all waiting for the driver lineup. I know who will be sitting in the cars for the drivers. I will be revealing that in a moment. Yeah, but it's a stacked grid, of course. We don't expect anything else, of course. Here, can probably give you a teaser. There are many Vipers today running at Daytona with the teams. So many of the teams opted to go for the Dodge Viper to start the season. We will see which teams will stick with the Viper throughout the season. So there's still the option to do one car swap throughout the entire season. Maybe teams just going for the Viper for the first race at Daytona. It should be very strong here, and then go for the main car for the rest of the season. This could be interesting, I know. All right, so let's get rid of that. Oh, I think this one, right? Yeah. Oh, let's give you a little bit of AETs on the right-hand side. A couple of driver names appearing. So what is the setup for today? So we have qualifying. Is also a little bit reworked from last season. So we have 20 minutes for the qualifying session. Then the top 7 teams, and they will advance to the next session. And it's a new name for the format. It's called the Shootout. So one shot in the top 7 shootout later on. But in the first part of the qualifying 20 minutes, all 14 cars will be out on track. And yeah, trying to set a good lap time that gets them into the top 7. From P8 downwards, those positions will be locked for the grid. Then our race start tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah. So tomorrow is the race, actually. So we are doing, as usual, qualifying on the day before. And then race day tomorrow. It will be the green flag at 3 p.m. GMT. And then we go racing for 24 hours. That's 12 racing stints in total again, and we'll be covering the entire 24 hours here with a live stream and commentary for you. Yeah, we have 3 stream parts, so watch out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to receive the notifications when we are live. Also, yeah, hit the like button. Appreciate it, of course. So we're getting closer to the start of the qualifying session now. So 20 minutes, all 14 cars on track, and then we'll go through the teams. There are some newcomers, some familiar faces from last season, and it looks like the drivers are getting ready, and so do we as well. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who will prevail. Qualifying session of the season. You can do it. Press the button. Also press any other button as well. Go. We are starting the qualifier now. Good luck, everybody. Let's go. So, here we go. Who's the first driver? Will it be Feel Good Racing? It looks like Sean Bomber will be hitting the track first, by the looks of it. And you're out. So the first of the Dodge Viper Army, Feel Good Racing, a new entry for the season. Then we have also a new entry, Inferno Motorsport, making the debut. It's Tom Cannon for the Dutch team. And we have the third Viper, CGT Finland Racers, the 66 car on track. Puntoni behind on the wheel, and it's Sector 7 Racing Blazers Bombardier. More on the crew, another Viper, the number 7 car. We have Elite Racing Squad out on track with a BMW M6. Nixo will be the driver for the, I think, mainly Polish team. Then we have a familiar face with a new PSN ID, that's Antonio Santos. Here, driving in a Porsche for OVO Esports, the the fastest team in the pre-qualifying, closely followed by Lewis. We are running in the newly added Ferrari 296, that's NWR, and also new to the season. My team as well, they're new for the 2026 season in an AMG. Punisher driving that AMG. And we have that's QRT Esports, also a new team, but very many familiar faces from last season. Also a couple of new ones with an Audi R8 on the track. Super S2K from the Apex Motorsport crew in a Porsche 911. Still the RSR model. Maybe they will swap over to the GT3R for the next round. They also welcome Apex Motorsports to GTEC. Then we have a newly formed team, the Portugal All-Stars. It's Sarah Daxium. They're in the Mazda RX Vision. Also interesting to see that car on the grid. And Maddie is back in action, not with the last minute racing team. He has brought his own crew, Alien Motorsport, and he's running in a Black Beauty here, AMG on the grid. Project One Racing, we know them, so welcome back. 2026 France taking on the qualifying session. And finally we have last year's champions, Esports Race Asylum. Harlock will be the qualifying driver for the number one team. You see white, gold, black in that Viper. So our 14 drivers and teams on the track, and we see now the first lap times coming in. So 45.0 for two drivers, Harlock and Jean Bomber. A 0.2 for Super S2K in that Porsche for AMS. Antonio in the second Porsche with a 0.3. See that Maddie 0.4. Best of the AMGs. Lewis also with a 0.4 P6, and Punisher in the second AMG 0.6 as well. So just outside of that top 7 we have France, but he is improving. 3/10 should get him up to P5, 6, 4 maybe, we'll see. He's on a good lap, so he still needs to master the Le Mans chicane. For this one, we see someone improved. That's Tonkanen for Inferno Motorsport with a 0.0 as well. So 3 drivers now with a 1 minute 45.0. France with nearly half a second. So could be a 0.1, 0.2 happening. And for the unusual neon greenish color on that P1R car. So usually it was like this mint blue, and it's also a 0.0 for France. No way. We have 4 cars now with a 45.0 France. Jean Bomber, Tonkanen and Harlock, 4 Vipers leading that field at the moment. So best of the drivers not in a Viper, it's Super S2K, and in P5 Prontoni in also the Viper for the GT Finland Racers P6, Antonio in P7. He comes back onto the oval out of turn 7 through 8, and he is purple. We see the first 44 lap time, Harlock for Esports Race Asylum, and Antonio still on purple. Through the bus stop in the Porsche, close to track limits. I think the exit lost a little bit. He will be losing probably even more. Yeah, penalty. So just outside, so it's Maddie, but he's purple coming out of the bus stop, so he will be improving. Will it be enough to get on top of the grid? It should be probably enough to get into the top 7, but their times are getting better and better. Nearly 8 minutes in, yeah, 45.0 for Maddie. So it's hard to keep track who is outside. So the first of the drivers are pitting, so we're starting on 25 liters of fuel and racing soft tires. So we see the GT Fitted racers in P8, then Ovo Esports P9, NWR in the 10th. The Sector 7 Racing Blazers in P11 with a 45.9. Cerataxium for the Portugal All-Stars in 12th position. Nixo for the Elite Racing Squad with a 45.9, a second. The gap, and QRT Esports II needs to find a bit more time. He is purple now. Let's stay with him in that Audi. Alright. So he's approaching the Le Mans chicane. 6/10, not purple anymore, but should be a nice improvement. We see Tonkanen with a 44.8. So, chat, what do you reckon? What will be the cutoff time to get into the top 7 shootout? Should be well within the 45s. 45.2 it is. 45.2. That's just the time. Yeah. 45.208. That's currently good enough for P7. We see Bombardier up to P6 with a 45.0 as well. So we have another 0.0 45s. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then we have 3 drivers with sub 45s and France for Project 1 Racing with a 44.7 with the fastest lap of the session. That should be probably good enough to advance. So we are 10 minutes and 25 seconds in. You see the timer on the bottom left if you want to have a look at it as well. Yeah, we still see the gaps and the lap times on the timing tower. That's a nice new addition. We see the gaps currently. So between P7 and P8, there's basically nothing. It separates the 2 drivers, and I don't think that 0.208 will be enough to get into the shootout. Who is on a flying lap. You see some improvements. So what about Antonio and Lewis? Antonio P7 with a 45.1, so that time dropped now to a point where he's still not safe. There is Lewis in the Ferrari. They 45.4 currently. He needs to find roughly 4/10, I think at least 3.5 to make something happen. And yeah, the time is slowly running out. Less than 8 minutes to go. Was a little mistake. And so you can try to pick up a little bit of slipstream, but you are not allowed to bump draft or anything like that. So it looks like that Ferrari is struggling a little bit on top end. We see some more action in that top crew. 44.8 for Tonkanen, 44.9 for Jean Monbeur. We have 5 teams with a sub 45, and Antonio is purple coming out of the chicane, but all by himself without any help. That Porsche will be struggling a little bit to carry that speed. It's a 44.9 for Antonio up to P5. So driver at risk now is his French friend Maddie with a 45.01.5. So it could be the case that you need to set a sub 145 to get into the top 7. We still have very fast drivers on the track. We see another purple sector from a Porsche driver. That's the Apex Motorsport 23 Porsche. Now so out of turn 7, did he get the power down? He's struggling and it's a little bit behind. Can he get a little bit of a toe on that straight? I don't think so. He's just outside probably, and he's also low on fuel, so maybe that's an in lap for the team. Get some fresh tires and prepare for the final run. So abusing the track limits as much as possible. Yeah, he's close to the personal best, but it won't be enough. He needs to fight 2/10 to beat that AMG in P7. So we see drivers coming in now, low on fuel. I think Super S2K is staying out. Lewis improved. See that in Ferrari, a little bit of assist to a 45.288. That's P10 still. The gap to Maddie, nearly 3/10. It is. So can anyone from P8 downwards improve and jump into the shootout? Just go to P14 at the moment, so the grid within a second currently. The Mazda on the outlap, not on a flying lap. Let's have a look at the BMW or Elite Racing Squad. A bit loose on the rear. Would need a magic Le Mans chicane and to improve position. He is close to the personal best. And through the chicane, let's see. He's a bit down, so there was a request to watch. Aye. 4/10 down at the moment. not having the benefit of a slipstream. The final 3 minutes of the session will be starting now, so it's now crunch time. We see 2 drivers pitting, so we still have the Alien Motorsport team Maddie in P7 on that hot seat. So everyone else is also on track. The number 7 Sector 7 Racing Placers, Dodge Viper. We have Antonio and the Porsche 911, and for Ovo Esports, Peergood Racing in P4 and the Viper. John Connon for Inferno Motorsports in P3 with a little bit of an improvement. Heading into the Le Mans chicane, and he gets a little bit of a tow as well. Purple. It's not important to set the fastest lap now. Harlock and France is out top 7, so Maddie is out on track. Super is to K now. Time is running short. So 1 minute 45 to cross the line and then go for the one magic lap. It is P9. See the GT Finland races, they improved to a 45.204. It's the same time as the 23 car, P8, P9, with the same lap time. Comes around. It will be the final lap for the German driver for QRT Esports now in the Audi R8. Whereas Lewis had a slower lap, and with 1 minute to go, can the NWR team improve on the starting position. Now in P12 we see my team, Punisher in the AMG, 0.3, so 3/10 to find. Is it doable? Nixo for Elite Racing Squad and Cerataxium for the protocol. All the stars all on their final flying lap. So Suppressor K still on the out lap. So 20 seconds time to cross the line. I think he should be fine. He will get one more lap. Will he? 3, 2, 1. No, he misses out. Yeah, he misses out just 1 second. So couldn't improve. Puntoni, he improved to P8. Now, why is he in P8? Now suddenly he jumped the 23. I don't know. So there's no improvement for the Finland racers. Here comes the Audi 45.1 P8. Oh, close, a great last lap, and just misses out. Is someone else on a flying lap? Ferrari for NWR. Lewis 42, 3, 4, 5. No. Stays in P11 by the looks. My team finished in P12, ERS P13, and Portugal All-Stars in P14. Alright, so a close qualifying, and we also saw that preparing for the shootout. So Harlock with a 44.6, or the defending champions. John Cannon for Inferno Motorsports with a 0.6, France with a 0.7 for Project 1 Racing. Oh, Peergood Racing was still on lap, but carrying a penalty, so they won't be improving. Antonio made it for Ovo Esports in the Porsche 911. top 7 P5 it is. Bombardier or Sector 7 Racing Lasers, and Maddie with that P7 in the AMG for Alien Motorsport. Alright. So that was the first part of the session. Very soon, I think as timer runs out, they got set, and then we'll have the new shootout. That top 7 will get one chance to set the lap time. As expected, a close grid. All that talent in this year's grid. The drivers, the teams. Right. Just bring up results graphics. So Viper dominating in the top 7 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in it. And they probably already got cut down, I think, but I still have access to it, so we can still jump back and forth. So we saw that top 7, so in P8 it's QRT Esports, and first team is out on the shootout. P9 it's Apex Motorsport, Porsche 11 for GT Racers. P10 and or in the Ferrari 296, and we see finisher for my team in the MG, followed by Racing Squad W and the Star RX Vision in 14. We're getting ready for the second part qualifying, so that see works. There we go. So yeah, while we are waiting, so something new for this season as well for the race predominantly. So we'll be enforcing a limited sets of tires available for us. So this means we allow all slick tire compounds for the race, but then there is a certain allocation to every compound for the entire event. So this means at some point drivers have to use a hard tire and not just run the mediums and the softs for the race. So a little bit of strategy added endurance races. Just a little disclaimer for the Daytona, the first race. We're in talks with the tire supplier, and they were very generous and supplied the teams plenty of tire sets. They won't be running out of any pounds, so they can use whatever they want there to use a certain compound. But from round 2 onwards, the tire supplier has told us, so he needs to have a look at the costs as well. He can't supply all the teams with that many tires. It will be interesting, this one. Yeah, also a difference. So this year there was no limit on the cars as well, so every team could pick the car they want. So last year we had like a maximum of 3 cars per brand, I think. Limit has been, yeah, it's went for. A Viper predominantly for that one. So now we wait. The drivers will be released individually. And who is the first driver in reverse order? So this should be Maddie. Taking quite some time to get him out on track. No, I actually don't know if we wait for Maddie to complete the entire lap, or will another car get released somewhere through that lap. We will find out for sure. But yeah, so we can talk about the new team, Alien Motorsport. So Maddie assembled some really fast drivers, and for the 2026 season, I think mainly French drivers. And they are starting in that Mercedes-AMG GT3 car season. Oh, that was not the ideal start. He nearly lost it coming out of the Le Mans chicane. I think, yeah, still got lucky. So we also ran, of course, in qualifying with the heavy damage. Now he starts with the first flying lap of the shootout. So I reckon the next driver will get released. Yeah, now we can stay with Maddie for this lap. So international horseshoe powering out and approaching the dog leg, little kink, braking for the western horseshoe turn number 5, then go into 6 and 7, very important corners for the run back onto the oval. Again, the rear a little bit slidey, so he's back on the oval part. Now all the power you need for the run into the Le Mans chicane. Third gear, fourth on exit, and now it's head down. Let's have a look at the wind. It should be, yeah, not too bad for the final sector. And now just stay low. You're not allowed to cut across the yellows, and then it's a 45-4 for Maddie. So next up we have the Sector 7 Racing Blazers team. Bombardier is the driver on the outlap. He's taking the white line. He will fall down to start the flying lap right about now. So 45-4 the time to beat, braking for turn number 1. Lows to the grass. This could be an indicator for a fast lap. coming out of the International Horseshoe. Purple for the Blazers. Braking for turn number 5. First gear for rotation, second gear on the exit. So again, it's 25 liters and racing softs. And for the teams, third gear, water run out of 7. Oh, he's not purple anymore, lost a little time on the infield. Probably that's the only weakness maybe for the Viper, but probably will gain that back on those long power sections again. So still we don't see purple. Will he get a clean run through the chicane? Yeah, that looked kind of okay, rear a bit wild. And now Dodge Viper power. Wind didn't really change, so can he beat that 45.4? 45.4 as well, a 9.9, so Maddie gained the position. Next up, it will be Antonio, and I think we go a little bit on board in the Porsche 911 RSR with Antonio, so staying high. And going down now, crossing the line. Here we go. Heavy on the brakes for turn number 1. First gear for rotation, second on exit. Using the curbs on the right and the left. Position your car for the hairpin. Bit of a V shape. Minor adjustments needed on the exit. Will we see purple? Yes. Not by much. Still. Now into the second horseshoe we go. Let it coast. First gear into second. Close to track limits. All good. Now turn 6 and 7. Tidy. Straight line the car, going up high, keeping that gap. Now I think the Porsche and the AMG should be very similar on top end, so this could be a close one between the two French drivers. Staying in 5th gear, now into the chicane, 4th gear, 3rd gear for bit rotation and acceleration maybe. A 10th. I think this could be enough for Antonio to grab that traditional pole. Probably a 0.3. 0.41. He lost a little bit coming out of the chicane. It's alright, but he still gets that P1. Now, feel good racing. The yellow and white Viper. The chat, can we please keep it in English so not everyone understands the French, and we would appreciate so that we can all follow along. Thank you. So, what can Jean Bomber do? Can he beat the 1 minute 45.4 set by Antonio? Coming out of the infield. No, Tonkanon. He will be the second to last driver to go on track and set a lap time. So 3 drivers did the lap. This is the 4th. 3 to come. So through the chicane we go, carrying the speed. No purple though. He might get the run. 2 cars, P1, P2, AMG and Porsche not the best on top end, so that Viper should have an advantage. And it's a 45.236 mighty chicane for Feel Good Racing. So they're jumping to provisional pole. Next up we have Project One Racing in that very interesting color theme. So, friends, starting on the lap. First to third gear, a little bit of abusing the gears is still a thing in Gran Turismo. Do we see purple the first sector? Yes, we do. 28.464. No drama coming out of turn 5. What about 6 and 7? Third gear on exit. Keeping that gap just so. Project One Racing on track for a very good starting position for tomorrow's race. Losing a little bit, and as we saw, Feel Good Racing had a massive run through the chicane, but that looked also very clean. Was it fast? Yes, a 10th. So I think that's at least P3 for P1R. A 0.1 here possible. 45.1 for P1R. So 2 to go. And it's Inferno Motorsports now. John Cannon starting the lap. Let's go, and it will be last year's champions, Esports Race Asylum, to go on track and for the final run. But let's focus on Inferno Motorsports. John Cannon coming out of the International Horseshoe. T1 wasn't that clean on the exit, but it was fast. Going purple. No drama out of 5 into 6. Early on the power again, a little bit of a wiggle. A 10th now. Very good middle sector for the 27 Viper. The run up towards the chicane. We get a nice little shot here. Camera zooming in. And through the chicane we go. Keeping it just, I think, within track limits. We saw the trails. 2/10. It will be a 44 for Inferno Motorsports, and it will be a guaranteed front row start for the Dutch team, and making their debut in GTEC in 2026. We go 44.8, so it's one driver left in the session, and it's Harlock for the esports Race Asylum crew. He was fastest in the first qualifying session. Let's do the onboard in the Viper. Clean so far. Into the international horseshoe we go, early on the power. Oh, that rear snapped! Ah, that little mistake. Probably that's 2/10 lost. I think a front row start is still doable. A low 45 maybe, but that little mistake. We don't see the delta to the best time, unfortunately. But when we don't see purple, we know like he's not on track for pole. And a bit squirrely through the chicane. I think everyone got away with the track limits, so well done. Everybody set a competitive lap time, and where will the number one team finish that session? 45.1. That is P3. So yeah, that little mistake that was costly in the end. Otherwise it would have been a front row start. It's P3 still. The qualifying is not the all-important stuff for the 24-hour race that will follow tomorrow. So yeah, if you can start towards the front, so do it, right? So we have to wait for the timer to run out. We can still see like the grid on the right hand side without actual lap times, but it's Inferno Motorsport 7 Viper. So Project Racing joining them the front row from great lap for the team. Harlock for the Esports Race Asylum team number 1 Viper in 3, joined by a 4th Viper, that is Field Racing. Oh. And we have row number 3, French drivers are not running a Dodge Viper, Porsche and AMG, Ovo Esports and Alien Motorsports, and have 5th Viper, the top 7, Sector 7 Racing Lasers. Yeah, what do you think? The shootout format, do you like it? It was new. You like it's a nice way to give the drivers, the teams, a bit more spotlight in those sessions, and yeah, it's also probably a bit more exciting for the drivers as well. You have one shot, so one little mistake, and yeah, that's done. Yeah, I feel like it's good for the spectators as well. so you see a little bit more of the actual laps itself. So yeah, if you like it, then hit the like button as well. Show us the love. It's very good. Yeah, that's true. All right. So yeah, while we're waiting for the timer to expire at some point, I'll just bring on again season schedule then for the 2026 season for Split 1. Yeah, no surprise, we're starting round 1 on the top left, Daytona 24 hour. And as mentioned earlier, green flag will drop tomorrow, 3 p.m. GMT. So we will be live probably 10 to 5 to. And yeah, we'll stay live for the entire 24 hours as well. Yeah, a little bit of a reduced calendar compared to last season. So instead of doing 10 rounds, it's 8 rounds, but 8 action-packed rounds, I think. Now with the format, the new calendar, great racetracks. We have 3 24-hour races season, 2 12-hour races, and 3 8-hour races. So a little bit of everything. And in that season, also interesting to see how the racing 8 hours of Brands Hatch. This will be a very interesting one. Definitely on a old school, very narrow track, hard to overtake endurance racing for 8 hours. Yeah, we'll find out. And also the new additions to the calendar. We have Interlagos, and on the penultimate round, a well-known track, Brazil, definitely. And yeah, the new track, Yas Marina. I think the the visuals, like 12 hour, perfect, like from uh, morning to night cycle. Should get some stunning visuals and hopefully great racing at this track as well. So yeah, overall I think a nice little calendar, balanced, and plenty of interesting races to come. Looking forward to it. All right, so timer is nearly expired and we get the official results graphics and have at the gaps again. So yay, we did it. So let's go from a 44.857 all time for Renault Motorsports, and then 45.1.12444. So yeah, 6/10 separating the top 7, and with an yeah top 4 Dodge Vipers. So also an interesting start to the race. So it will be a rolling start. I think everyone should have more or less the same chances, and so that's probably my sign to end the stream as well. So thank you all for watching. Sorry for that. And I hope to see you tomorrow for the race. So 3 p.m. GMT, green flag. 10 minutes earlier, we should be live with some intro. So hope to see you there. And until then, take care. Bye bye.